What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today, reacting to the biggest Jets news of the day after Robert Saleh spoke with the press much later than he usually does. But the big reason for that is because the Jets were very busy today. They made a change at the quarterback position, and he speaks with the media in the 3 o'clock hour. So, before we get into the change, Robert Saleh was up there just looking like a broken man. He is, I feel for him being the one who has to go up there and answer the questions. Has he been perfect this year? No, he hasn't been perfect this year, but he looks exactly like how I feel. I feel exhausted today. Is anyone else exhausted just like mentally and physically after watching that performance yesterday and just dealing with the state of this offense? Is just an absolute joke. They are literally worse than the 2020 New York Jets. They're on pace to be one of the historically worst offenses in the NFL, which is truly remarkable. But okay, let's get into this one. Robert Saleh first explains why Tim Boyle will be QB1 and Trevor Siemian will be QB2.
Decision to go with Tim Boyle this week?
Just give him an opportunity, a different style of quarterback. So really it's just to give him an opportunity to see if we can do something with the offense.
What will the status of Zach be this week, Robert? Is Trevor going to be the backup? Is Zach going to be the backup?
All three will be up on game day. Trevor will be the immediate backup.
So once again, the Jets go with the plan that they're going to make Zach Wilson inactive, bring him down to QB3, which is exactly what happened last year when they were in this situation. They decided to go to Mike White. Joe Flacco was the backup, and Zach Wilson was inactive as QB3 at that point. He will not be inactive, though, right? Like he said, that all three will be up for this game, meaning all three are going to be on the active roster. Don't necessarily know why that has to be the case. Couldn't they just keep two active and make Zach Wilson inactive? I don't know. Emergency quarterback rules, who knows? But Trevor Siemian, QB2. Wouldn't be surprised if eventually we see him at some point this year. There's still, how many games? 7 games left to go this season. Oh, God. Still 7 more games to go. Would not be surprised if we see Trevor Siemian at some point this season. But Tim Boyle will be starting this week. And they like him because he knows the system, different style of quarterback. I don't know what my expectations for Tim Boyle are in this game against the Miami Dolphins. I don't think he's going to perform well, but you never know. As for Zach Wilson's future with the team, he was asked a lot about Zach Wilson in this press conference, go figure. But as for Zach Wilson's future on this football team, doesn't sound promising.
What is Zach's future with this team?
We'll deal with it in the offseason, guys. Right now, it's really about Miami.
See ya. That's what it sounds like. We'll deal with that in the offseason. See ya. We'll eat the $11 million and just, it is what it is, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know how. They can't do it again. He can't be on the roster next year. Things went off the rails last year. Your plan was to have him sit and learn behind Aaron Rodgers. Instead, he's QB2 and has to come in 4 plays into the season. And they don't ever add a realistic option. Tim Boyle is the other quarterback here, and Trevor Siemian. They're finally activating, bringing him up off the practice squad. That's nice that they're finally making that change. But I don't know. It doesn't sound like Zach Wilson will be here in 2024. Who knows if Saleh and Douglas will be here in 24? My guess is that they still are, but things just look really bad right now. They all probably get a pass for this season, though, if I'm guessing. Again, as I said in videos yesterday and today, I don't have a lot of sympathy for them right now. But Zach Wilson, to me, it sounds like he won't be here. And this last thing that I want to get into is maybe the most interesting part of the press conference. Connor Hughes asked him, being Robert Saleh, what he thought the Jets could do differently or his thoughts on the Jets, draft process. And he had this to say.
Robert, what do you believe you guys could have done differently during the draft process when evaluating the quarterback position?
You know what? I actually, I've got my thoughts. I've shared them with Joe, but I'm not going to get into it here with you guys.
A little cryptic from the head coach. Usually he is pretty straightforward, a rah-rah guy, all those things. But disagreement on what the Jets should have done in 2022 or 2021, excuse me. It's been widely reported that it was a split building, that some people wanted to keep Sam Darnold and trade back, and the Jets GM wanted to take a quarterback. I was team take a quarterback. I know it didn't work out. I leaned Zach Wilson over Justin Fields. It really feels like, though, unfortunately, from that 2021 class, that it's going to be Trevor Lawrence, and that's it. I think Justin Fields is going to get traded somewhere else this offseason. The Bears are going to end up with 2 picks in the top 5. Drake May or, Caleb Williams, one of them will be a Chicago Bear, would be my guess, one of those 2 guys. Trey Lance traded away. He was the 3rd pick. Mac Jones is going to get moved on from, if he's not already benched for Bailey Zappi right now. Who else am I missing? Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. Now that's everyone from the first round. Davis Mills, do you count him as a second rounder? I don't count him as part of that class, but you know what I mean. But it seemed like maybe there's a disconnect on what it is that they wanted to do. Was that a dig at Joe Douglas? I don't know. Am I reading too much into this? That was a very different style of quote we got from Robert Saleh. Usually from Saleh, we get the, pretty straightforward answer. He's like, I'm not going to share with you guys, but Joe Douglas knows how I feel about it. So I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to go with Zach Wilson. Maybe he wanted a different quarterback. Maybe he wanted to keep Sam. Who knows? But reality is, unfortunately, this is the situation that they are stuck with. They are stuck in this spot right now because they were too stubborn with Zach Wilson as an organization. Sad. That's going to do it for me in this video. Let me know your thoughts on Robert Saleh's comments with the media. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you next time.